Okay, we're going to look at the Rackham deck. This is not in order. I thought it'd be more fun showing it not in order because it'd be more spontaneous. A more spontaneous commentary on the Rackham deck. Arthur Rackham was a illustrator at the turn of the century, the turn of the 20th century, which means the 1900s, early 1900s. And this is just a beautiful, beautiful deck. It wasn't made, it was put in the context of a tarot. He didn't do a tarot deck, so it's an artist deck. So let's go for it. So we're not gonna, we don't know which card's gonna come up next. And so I'm just gonna pull it out and see what I think. So here we have the Seven of Wands. And as you see, it's not Rider-Waite-Smith. It's there's a biblical nature to this card, isn't it, sort of? We have a David and Goliath kind of look here, which is kind of cool. He's got bandages on his foot. There's a shoeless, bandage-less foot on the other side. And he's very ogre-like. This does remind me of the John Bower. So, the Seven of Wands. Oh, I pulled this card yesterday. The beautiful Five of Cups. There's a lady here looking down, and there's some spirits or something in the water with a cup. And it's like a creek bed or a water bed with a tree. A lot of nature scenes. Oh my goodness, yeah, this is a beauty. Look at that. The World card. I think that's one of the prettiest world cards I've seen. Very subtle colors, blues and beiges. Stunning. Oh, I pulled this yesterday. This is the Tower card. So we have a tower there. We have, I think, fairies or angels between the tower and the gentleman who's moving onward. It's a little different take on the tower. You could read this in a different way, too. It still portends change, but it's also survival after the change. And it shows, you know, some spiritual energy that may be changing or helping you with the change. Again, this is a card I pulled. I guess I did not shuffle this deck. This is the Six of Cups. This is a nostalgia card. Youth. Unconditional love. A wonderful little card. Beautiful pictures. A lot of detail in these pictures. Okay, now, this is a cups. Is it a king or a queen? I'm not sure what we're looking at here. Let me take a better look at this. I'm not sure of that face. Oh, it's just a sea creature. I would think it's the king. The King of Cups. It's a sea creature, so that's interesting. Beautiful. That's the Empress. The Five of Swords. There's a person there. Sometime within the vegetation, you have to look more closely to actually see the figure. The Nine of Swords. Now that is sort of Rider-Waite-ish. So pretty. The Ten of Swords. So it's attacking this animal here. It looks like an alligator, sort of. People are looking on. I believe this is the Page of Swords. It's upside down. Ah. Now, it is on a horse, but I believe that this was a page sign. The colors are pretty dark here. It's hard to distinguish, but it is a horse with a man on it with the swords. This is the... Okay, now this is a sword, and this is... Now this looks more like the knight icon. It's a woman knight. What a beautiful picture that is. The bow and arrow. The Two of Cups. I guess he did a lot of watery type scenes. We have the fish here flying around, floating. It looks like the water is above them, and this is maybe like on the lake bed or ocean bed or something beneath the water. The Six of Swords. That's sort of traditional. What a beautiful coloration this is. The Six of Cups. Now that's something very different than what you would think of the Six of Cups, but it can be read as a six and as not cups, pentacles. The personage doesn't look poor. He looks contemplative, or she. It's not sure. I guess it's a woman. The Six of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles. Now here we have a lot of little kids, naked children, in a tree that's very, very fertile. So it talks about fertility, I think, this card. Interesting. As I said, this is an artist deck. It wasn't made for the... I mean, it was put in the context of a tarot deck. The pictures were placed in different cards and suits. This must be the Queen of Swords. The King of Swords. Again, we seem to have some underwater, maybe intimations. I'm not sure. This is the 11. No, 12. 12. Now 12 is... What is 12? 12 is before death. 12 is the hangman, I think. This woman's not hanging. She's sort of riding a tightrope. There's a little net below her. It's kind of interesting. She's high up, so you could still get a perspective, a higher perspective. The Four of Cups. Oh, so beautiful. So, you know, you want to read this intuitively. I mean, this woman is underwater, holding up a vessel of some kind, and there's people on top of the water looking down. He sort of has that imagery a lot, where there is water and there's different things below and above the water, which could be very interesting to read. Well, this one I recognize right away is the Three of Cups. This is the Page of Wands. The pages seem to have the horses in them. I'm fairly certain that's the page icon. of the Wheel of Fortune. Again, we have a circular item here. It's kind of like a well, and there's people there. Of course, there's the below and above, and even above more than that. So it kind of has those layers that you might want to be fun to read about when you're doing a reading. The Queen of Wands. Very queenly. Well, that looks like the Ten of Cups. Again, we have the rainbow, which I'm sure was added in. Then again, we have this water and this surfacing up from the water. The Two of Wands. Here's the Fool. He's there with the staff, the dogs, the one dog, there's another dog. This dog's, the two dogs, kind of nipping at him or being a little bit, looks like aggressive. This is pretty, isn't it? Wow. This is the Magician. It's a young lady. And she's opened a treasure box. And all these things are flying out. Here's the High Priestess. Very beautiful. And you see the curtain behind her. Kind of like it when the priestess is looking at the observer. She's looking away. Again, but that would be, when you do a reading, you have this person looking this way, this person looking that way, or looking up here. That could also be read nicely as you're reading a deck, reading the cards. Strength is 8. It's interesting how some cards are very saturated with color. And that's a beautiful card. The Hermit. That's from well, that's from his painting, I guess. There is this kind of motif with the Hermit. This look of this man walking with a staff. It seems to have been painted many times by different artists over the centuries. The Ten of Wands, so shows success, completion. I believe this is the Knight of Wands. Again, there's no horse, but I'm fairly certain that's the Knight sign. And the fiery energy. The Eight of Cups. Very beautiful. The Nine of Cups. The Ace of Pentacles. There's a personages here. There's a rainbow. The Seven of Cups. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Again, he has this water, the land, the sky. He has staffs. There's a lot of things you can pull out of this. Little dots of lights of flowers here. The Four of Pentacles. There's that like a fairy up there, and there's a treasure chest. So this is Justice. You don't see the scales per se, but these could almost be seen as scales. So she's raising out her arms, and there's people down here again. That's, again, these levels. The Five of Pentacles. That looks very much like the Five of Pentacles in the sense of it looks a little downtrodden, you know, a gray background. This is 18. I believe this is the moon. What a beautiful moon energy is that. That's gorgeous. A lot of blue tones. And a beautiful light coming up. Dim light, but beautiful. The Three of Wands. That could be read as a Rider-Waite type book, a light type card. The Knight of Cups. The Page of Cups. That's a beautiful card. He's got the water. She's riding something, and then you got the shooting stars above. The Eight of Pentacles. Working hard. The Queen of Pentacles. It shows a motherly spirit, many children, sort of opulent, sort of successful. The King of Pentacles. He's all in gold. He got money. Ooh. Oh, now that's a beauty. The Ace of Wands. Isn't that gorgeous? I think that might be my favorite Ace of Wands yet. The Seven of Swords. So the swords can be read in many ways, and they're not, they're not as dire as you would see in the Rider-Waite-Smith. The Three of Swords. I mean, you see her, she's kind of in the forest, and she's a little, she looks a little worried or concerned, but certainly something that she can handle. The Four of Swords. That's a beautiful card. You know, this is very much of the times, the pre-Raphaelite movement that was happening at Victorian times. The King of Wands. I like that. Ooh, the Ace of Swords. These aces are very, very nice. I think I'm going to pull them out before I close. Let's pull this one out. There's the Ace, and then there was that Ace of Wands that I like so much. Well, I'll find it. I'm going to just remind myself to pull the aces out. The Eight of Swords. Yeah, that could definitely be an Eight of Swords. But again, there's so much you can pull from. The Ace of Cups. We're going to pull that one out. The Stars, the Star, beautiful. I like when there's more than one star. That kind of gives you maybe more hope, right? The Eight of Wands, the energy, high energy. Again, we have these levels, the water, the earth, the sky. The Nine of Wands. I think it's a creature there, right? A creature of some kind. Judgment. A kinder, gentler judgment. The Chariot. Adorable. The Two of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles. That's a beautiful card. Death. It's very dramatic. I believe this is Temperance, 14, right? Temperance. A lot of water energy. Again, she's coming out of the water. 5 of Wands. All these wolves. So someone's out to get her down here. That's kind of an interesting card. This is the Emperor. This is the Hierophant. Is this the Hierophant? Comes out, no, the Lovers. This is the Lovers card. 5, right? Now I'm getting confused. 5, 6, 7. Yeah, this must be the Lovers card. Am I? 5 is the Lovers, I believe. Or is it? Oh, let's see. No, 6 is the Lovers, so 5 is the Hierophant. 5 is the Hierophant, that's right. Comes after the Emperor. And here's the Lovers card. Quite beautiful. The Queen of Cups. The Two of Swords. The Four of Wands. The Six of Wands. The Devil, right? Yeah, the Devil. He's got a little devilish face there. Now, wait a minute. The 9 is the Hermit, I thought. Now, wait a minute, I'm getting confused here. 9, 9, 9, 9. Is 9 the Hermit? Did I miss the Hermit with, did I confuse the Hermit with something else? I thought 9 was the Hermit. Let's just make sure what's going on here. Yeah, I don't know about this 9. Oh, it's the 9 of Pentacles. No wonder. It's like, this doesn't make any sense. It's the 9 of Pentacles. The 10 of Pentacles. Happy family. And a cello. The Knight of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles. And the Sun card. That's an unusual Sun card. So let's just look at the aces. The aces are quite gorgeous. Let's just go through and find the aces. Yes, yes. The Ace of Pentacles is the one that's my least favorite. And then, of course, there is the beauteous World card. Those are my favorite. Those are wonderful cards. So here we have the aces, and you can kind of see the coloration. I'm not sure if we're getting all of it in there. Let's move it down a little bit. So we have these beautiful aces that are quite stunning. Ace of Swords, Ace of Cups, Ace of Wands, and the Ace of Pentacles. And then we have the beauteous World card. So there you have it. It's called the Rackham Tarot. It's not a traditional deck. Most of it could be read more intuitively or through the numbers or however you want to read, but probably not the deck to begin with if you're learning tarot. It's a beauty though, beautiful artwork, beautiful deck. Have a great day.